good morning and welcome to JTInTheRaw, show 32. Oh, yay, the crowd goes wild. Hey, welcome to your weekly dose of business tips, insights and thoughts as I chew the thin on running a business. This week, I have got a cracking hashtag AskJT as I want to talk about body language. Morning, Pete Crawford. Okay, so the Ask JT this week has come from somebody, and I'll tell you who that is shortly. And what this show is all about is talking about body language. Morning, Monster. Morning, Hillary. Morning, Frosty. Morning, Woz. So it's an action-packed JTInTheRaw. There's lots of practical tips today to be able to use in any business. Doesn't matter what business you're in, you're going to get some benefit out of today. Remember, at any stage in the show, you can share it by putting people's comments down below in the comment section. Just tag them and then they'll get a copy of this video and they can watch it. And if you like anything I say, I love that instant feedback, then just give me a thumbs up or give me a love sign or that wow emoticon. Morning, Mike. How you doing? Welcome from the States. Morning, Eugene. Yeah, Pete Crawford, it is gorgeous here in Sydney today. If you are in Sydney, make sure you stay hydrated. We're expecting 40+ temperatures here today. Okay, so let's rip into this thing about body language and what we're talking about today. Last week I shared some statistics around how people receive the message that we're giving. How do they receive it in our words, in our actions, in our tone? If you missed those statistics or you missed that show, just put 31 in the comments below and I'll shoot you the link. I'll shoot you the link to that show. Morning, JP Richard. Yeah, it's hot here too. Morning, DC. Okay, I'll shoot you the link to show 31 and you can see how we convey those messages in regard to the words that we use, in regard to our body movements, etc., etc. So from last week's show, I then got a hashtag AskJT question during the week from Simon, who runs a boutique studio in Orlando in Florida. Yeah, JTInTheRaw is international. How good did that make me feel getting an email from this dude? Okay, so Simon says this: can you share any body language secrets to help my trainers during their group training classes so they engage better with my clients? Great question, and I sure can, Simon. So get your pen and paper ready, everybody. You may want to write notes or come back and watch this video a second time. Okay, I went to the master of passing on body language tips, Tony Robbins, for this, to get some really quality information. It's not my area of expertise, so I did some research for you. And here's what I found. In regard to status, the power, status, and confidence that we have is communicated by how well we use the space around us. When you slump down, round your shoulders, and in fact do anything to make ourselves look smaller, you give off an insecure impression. So keep your posture tall, shoulders back, head high. Really hard for me to be tall, by the way. Posture tall, shoulders back, head high, and when you're expanding yourself, you take control of your space. Now, according to a Harvard professor, Amy Cuddy, Amy says we need to strike powerful poses. A powerful pose is standing tall. A powerful pose is standing tall, holding your arms in a V like this. Morning, Susan McGregor. Or a power pose is this one. It's the Superman pose. Hands on your waist, legs shoulder width apart, standing tall. That is the Superman pose. Okay, I'm back. The Superman pose. When we're in one of these power poses, it significantly increases our personal confidence. So before your team launch into a sales presentation, a tour of the facility, a PT session, or even a group training session, have them jump into their power pose. That power pose will make them feel more confident and it'll make them look more confident. There's your first tip around posture. Arm movements. A key component of teaching a group training class, or even when we're sitting down doing a price presentation or showing someone through our facility or just talking about prices, often we move our arms and hands around like windmill blades. And when we do wave our arms around wildly, it signals to others you're out of control, out of control. And it makes it challenging or even impossible for our prospects and clients to respect our expertise when we're flailing our arms around. So keep your arm movements and your hand movements small and relaxed. That's the key. Your people, Simon, they need to use open arms. They need to show the palms of their hands, because this will come across as them being sincere and respectable. People will listen and engage with your team. Morning, Matty Fletcher. Now, I'm sure you've heard this one. Most of us probably have. And that is when your arms are crossed. When your arms are crossed, they form off this closed off barrier, a defensive barricade between you and the client or you and the prospect. The client you are then communicating with, they see this metaphoric wall between the two of you, protecting yourself from them. What does that mean? For them, they think you got something to hide, and they're going to thinking you are resistant to engage in the conversation. So keep your arms open, palms out, plain sight, and position your arms in that inviting way. Morning, Christy Stevens. Okay, as an added little tip here, if your prospect or the client that you're training has their arms crossed, shake their hands. That'll get them to open up. Have them hold something. Have them try a piece of equipment out. Because when we get them to open up, they become more engaged in what we're doing, whatever that is. If it's a price presentation or whether it's a PT session, have them open up is a really powerful strategy as well. Okay, are you a fidgeter? Do you have any team members that fidget? Here is the question that needs to be answered. Fidgeting. If your team members fidget because they're nervous or they're stressed, that gives off a message. They might twirl their hair, bounce up and down, they might click a pen, or they just might move around restlessly. Okay, and while your team may think this is all completely harmless and having no impact on their message that they're delivering, it actually signals that you're insecure and potentially even insincere. So if your team catch themselves fidgeting, have them focus immediately on their breathing and strike the Superman pose. Hands on hips, shoulder width apart, stand tall. This stillness sends a clear message that they are cool, they are calm, they are collected, and they are confident. Strike the pose, as Madonna would say. Your face tells us so much. Seriously, your face tells so much. When the clients or members are speaking to your team, your facial expressions, what happens here, tells them so much. It shows whether you genuinely care or not. Now, it goes without saying that frowning, scowling, grimacing, a negative facial feature, or just having a plain killer bitch face will create an immediate negative impact. It'll create immediate distance between you and the client, you and the prospect, you and anybody you're speaking to. They will perceive you as cold, they will perceive you as insecure, and they'll also perceive you as closed off. Exactly the same as if you got your arms closed. So, you may not be aware that negative facial expressions send a signal to your brain that whatever you are doing is difficult and unpleasant. So your brain then releases cortisol into your bloodstream, which elevates your stress levels, and that makes your mood worse. Your mood worse. So you may not be aware of all that impact. So how do you break away from that? Smiling. Smiling shows that you're confident. Smiling shows that you've got warmth, that you genuinely care, there's empathy. A smile also increases the activity in your front left Left prefrontal cortex, which is the hub for positive feelings. Boom! Bit of science in this for you. Eye contact. Eye contact. You're not going to be surprised that eye contact is probably the most important when it comes to non-verbal communication. Morning, George Perry, GP, how are you? The ability to look at somebody in the eye while communicating with them signals confidence, signals authority, and signals sincerity. Confidence, authority, and sincerity. If you look away when you're talking to people, down to the ground, then people will assume you're insecure. Or worse still, particularly when you're trying to sell something, that you are untrustworthy. We don't need that going on in our system when we're trying to sell something. So Simon, if you can make your team aware of everything that they're in control of, which are these non-verbal signals, they will have an instant communication edge on your competitors. I've just given you a whole raft of tips and strategies there on body language for you to help them out, Simon. Morning, Jason Lawrence. If your team can understand they are sending and positioning themselves with confidence and authority with how they hold themselves, boom, you're in the right place with them. If they haven't got that, we've got to peel back and teach them these skills again. So if you want your group training team, your group personal training team to seriously rock, Simon, and anybody that's watching, if you want your sales team to seriously rock, take the time to teach them how to understand non-verbal cues that they're giving off and to read from the people around them what they're giving off. It may just be the game changer that you are looking for. What do you think? Give me a thumbs up if you got any benefit out of any of those tips that you think you could use in your business, or perhaps somebody you might be able to use within the business. Morning, JT Healy. Thank you. I do have a great name, similar to yourself, sir. So yeah, if you think anyone could get any benefits out of that body language thing, Scotty Robertson, g'day mate, how are you? Then just hit like down the bottom or put their names in the comments. Train's coming. Put your name in the comment, put their name in the comments and they'll get a copy of this video. All right, what's happening this week? For me, train's going the other way. This week, Zoe represents her zone at the Regional Little Athletics Carnival in discus and shot put. Yes, she is a future Olympic discus and shot put champion, not the 200 or the 100 metre blue ribbon event that I would like her to have gone to the Olympics for. Nevertheless, if she gets to the Olympics for shot put and discus, I'll be happy. Provided it's not too hot tomorrow, she'll be competing in both those events. And this week coming for me is a mid-month break of my industry leaders round table. So Monday is a day of writing content for me for our active management members. I'm going to be punching out some content for them. Tuesday I head off to Perth to work with some personal trainers and front desk team members in a really awesome facility. So I'm working with them on building a personal training team and helping change the mindset around the value of personal training for their clients, particularly when their clients get free programming. Why would they do PT? Wednesday's a flight home from Perth. Whoopee! Might watch a movie. Thursday, finishing touches to my URSA presentation on consumer trends and behaviour. I've nearly finished it and it's an absolute little ripper of a presentation, so I can't wait to be delivering that at URSA this year. Morning, Dane. And then Friday, I head back down to Wollongong to work with a group of Anytime Fitness personal trainers in ensuring that they don't get any objections when they tell members how much personal training costs. So we're going to focus on what are they doing with their clients before the actual session and then during the session, so that when they sit down and go explain the price, people are going, yeah, sure, how much? That's nothing. I get all of that. So that's a big job, and I really enjoy working with this group, so I can't wait to work with them. So this means next week, show 33, same bat time, same bat place, will be coming to you from Wollongong. Wollongong. Okay, before I finish off today, let me finish with quote of the week. I know you guys love my quotes of the week, so let me finish with this quote of the week. Here it is. Understand non-verbal cues and gestures for a game-changing competitive advantage. Let me tell you that one again. Understand non-verbal cues and gestures for a game-changing competitive advantage. Thank you for tuning into JT in the Raw. JT in the Raw. Go make your Superman pose for confidence this week. Go jump into that Superman pose right now for your confidence. Thank you for tuning in. I will catch you guys next week. JT in the Raw signing off.